Hello and welcome. This is Rooflemonger, my friends. It is King of Fighters trailer time yet again, and this time we're looking at Heidern, one of the most important characters in the King of Fighters universe. So if you're asking right off the bat, well, who is Heidern? Well, his face is on the box of the game, so he's gonna be a big deal. Heidern is the leader of the Ikari Warriors faction. This faction includes characters like Leona, Ralph, and Clark. They are their own private military traveling around the world, and it's a big military. Heidern has his own personal aircraft carrier, so it's not a small mercenary kind of deal. And Heidern basically uses his giant private military force that he himself owns as a check against weird stuff going on in the world when governments themselves can't step in. And wouldn't you know it, it almost always revolves around the King of Fighters tournament. From dead gods to weird clone armies to weird time travel shenanigans, Heidern's always on the watch. Heidern is rarely a playable character in these games, especially canonically. He's in some of the Dream games, but canonically he's only playable in King of Fighters 94, 95, and 2001, and every other time he's sitting on the bench. Heidern is a very important man, he's a very busy man, he's also one of the canonically strongest characters in the King of Fighters universe, and he only shows up when shit gets real. Or in the case of 94 and 95, a little bit of personal investment. They even bring it up in the trailer. Blue Mary says, must be some mission for you to appear on the front lines. Because unless it's a really big deal, he simply doesn't. So in 2001, that's the end of the Ness saga, so he's there to help bring down Ness. That's the whole thing. 94 and 95, though, who's the boss of 94 and 95? Oh, yeah. It's Rugal Bernstein. You see, Heidern doesn't like Rugal. Not at all. The whole eye patch that Heidern's rocking is because Rugal ripped his eye out. Rugal, before the King of Fighters tournament 94-95, was basically traveling the world testing his strength out against strong people, found Heidern and totally ripped his eye out, and then, just for kicks, went and murdered his family after the fact. So, Heidern doesn't like Rugal. And if he's showing up again to the King of Fighters tournament after all this time, Rugal might be back from the dead is really the big thing. We'll have to wait and see, I guess, but one of the big caveats of 15 is all the dead people are coming back to life, and Rugal coming back would definitely bring Heidern from out of the shadows. So Heidern, as we mentioned here, is one of the strongest characters in KOF, canonically anyways. He has his own martial art, the Heidern-style assassination art, something he invented himself. He has no magic power, no passed down from the Aeons, legacy, skill, or whatever. It's all him. And he's passed down these martial arts to the Ikari Warriors as well. Everyone in the Ikari Warriors unit fights with some aspect of the Heidern assassination-style martial arts. None more so than Leona, because Leona is Heidern's adopted daughter. Heidern took Leona in after the unfortunate incident where she killed basically every single person she knows with her first incident of the Ride of the Blood, because she has the Orochi blood within her. So he took her in, taught her everything he knows, basically. After King of Fighters 94-95, she basically takes his place as part of the head of the Ikari Warriors faction in the games. And Heidern, while he doesn't really show it, he definitely cares about her a lot because Heidern's already lost his family as well, so he definitely knows what that's all like. Gameplay-wise, he'll definitely be based off the 14 version of Heidern. Heidern has a lot of big boy normals, a lot of long range because he has very long arms and legs. He is a charge character, and yes, he has the charge fireball, basically like a sonic boom. Nice slow version, a faster version. EX starts real slow, then gets real fast. It's pretty fun. Charge down to up is the Moon Slasher, basically uses anti-air and combo fodder. And yes, Leona has that move as well. It's one of the moves he gave her. He has command grab / unblockables that just steal your life. He like literally drains your soul out of your body. And yeah, that's pretty interesting. Also has dash moves with built-in cross-ups, so have fun blocking those online, basically. And when we talk about Heidern being like super strong in the story, like Stinger is one of the moves. He makes a handgun, and the handgun literally has enough force to blow people and knock them off the wall. And it also destroys projectiles. Him just making a fake handgun is enough to blow up a bomb. And if you like Combo Monkey stuff, one of his supers is just basically like a giant pinwheel, holds people in place, and you can do whatever you want after the fact. Now to break down the trailer itself, there's definitely some interesting stuff here, as Heidern has gotten some decent buffs compared to his King of Fighters 14 version, not the least of which is he is more buff. He's literally like more muscular and more beefed out. He was pretty lanky in a lot of the older games. Although this is the case for many characters, like Terry Bogard gained like 50 pounds of muscle from King of Fighters 14. But yeah, everyone is definitely more beefed out this time around. So to start with, as usual, we get a bunch of normals. First up here, we have Close Heavy Punch. So Close Heavy Punch is a 2-hitting normal normally, good for hit confirms. Stand Heavy Kick, that has a massive hitbox. His power attack, Heavy Punch, Heavy Kick together, that's the wall bounce, also a big normal as well. His jump power attack always had a really cool, interesting arc to it. This here is his command normal, which is very different as it's usually associated with being a 2-hitting move, and it looks like it's only a single hit now, although it's buffed in a different way, so we'll talk about that when that shows up. Here is his EX projectile, so it starts real slow, then builds up a real head of steam, and is 3 hits, and it's just really good. And now that you can do it on demand in this game versus 14, I think he's going to have a lot of fun with it for sure. We get the story bit we saw before with Blue Mary. Also, speaking of beefed up, looks like they changed her model a little bit since her trailer, as she seems to have like some defined abs now, so everyone's just getting beefed up. Compared to 14, it looks like everyone's hitting the gym in King of Fighters 15. Little bit of an EX showcase here. So first up, that's EX Moonslasher. Very invincible, very easy to slap people out of the air with. He controls the skies with Moonslasher. And his EX grab, although his EX grab is actually a strike, the normal versions are grabs, but the EX version is an actual strike you can block. But the thing is, they changed the particle effects, so it's like white-blue, and it's almost kind of more sinister now, because before it's like draining energy or whatever, but now it looks like he's like stealing your soul, like he's Shang Tsung. More EXs here. So EX Stinger is the big wall bounce, and he's just making a play gun with his hand, but he's so strong a play gun is as strong as a real gun, basically. And the EX cross-up, and the EX version of the cross-up is a launcher. You actually get a follow-up after the fact. And once again, King of Fighters 15, now that you can do all this stuff on demand instead of being in max mode, it's gonna work out for him. Here we got the Metal Slug guy giving a salute to Heidern, which I think is really cool, actually. Here we see a level 2 Heidern Slash. This is your Combo Monkey super. So you're just stuck, and he can do whatever he wants while you're stuck inside of that. And after that, we see Close Heavy Punch, 2 hits, which confirms into Heidern Strike Super, and Heidern just stabs your gut and keeps exploding you over and over and over. He's definitely loving his explosions. Here's just a quick little hit confirm into the Moon Slash. Use Moon Slash and a lot of combos. Now this is interesting here. So this is Crouch, Light Kick, Stand Light Punch, EX Stinger into another Stinger. In King of Fighters 14, this combo doesn't work. Stand Light cannot go into EX Stinger, no matter what. So EX Stinger either got faster, or Stand Close Light, that is, got more hits done. Either way, while small, is definitely a buff to Heidern compared to his King of Fighters 14 incarnation. Now, going back to the overhead we mentioned earlier, so Close Heavy, 2 hits, overhead, special cancel, and the super. Here's the thing, in King of Fighters 14, the overhead, the command normal, cannot special cancel. You could super cancel, but not special. And here you can special cancel it. So even though it's only a single hit now, the fact that you can special cancel it makes it much more usable for combos, and makes it much more usable as an actual overhead, so he can go into like EX Stinger or whatever, right? So that's another big buff for Heidern. And yes, Heidern can very much do the Guile classic, in that he does this slow fireball. Oh, I'm going to jump over it. Haha, got you with my Moon Slash. And much the same here. If you try to roll through it, he can throw you or command grab you or whatever, right? So slow projectiles are always great for controlling the screen. And finally, EX Stinger. That's the wall bounce, goes into the level 2 Heidern Slash, holds him in place, and then into our level 3 super. And once again here, because they changed how the particle effects look, it looks more sinister, because he'll hit you here. You can see all the whiteness and all that going on, and he says his cool little line, and it looks like he's like exploded your soul or something. That just looks weird. Before that was red, I would just say, oh, okay, red damage, whatever. The fact that it's white now, just, I don't know, just, it's unsettling. And that is our Heidern trailer. Honestly, I think Heidern looks like $1,000,000. He's a character that's not often playable in the franchise, and this looks like one of the coolest, if not the coolest rendition of the character to date. I know some of the people like the King of Fighters 2001 rendition because that one was not a charge character, but hey, when you have moves like that, he's got to be a charge character. That's just how it works. Plus, personally, I'm just a fan of charge characters anyway, so I prefer the motions to be charge. So Heidern looks great, looks like $1,000,000. The big question is, what team? There's only one fully unknown team at this point, where we don't know any of the characters in the team. Will he be on that one? If he is, what would the team be? I would be assuming it would be himself, Whip, and I don't know, Adelheid Bernstein maybe? Rugal's son, because that's the only other person he really associates with. Well, directly anyways, because the only other option I can think of is the K-Dash team. Because K-Dash has sort of worked with Heidern in the past in the Ness Saga. Even in King of Fighters 14, he's on Heidern's aircraft carrier. So there is some sort of relationship there, so maybe he's on the K-Dash team. Not sure. We'll find out in time, I guess. Also, before we end here, I just want to let you know the King of Fighters 98 rollback netcode beta test goes live next week. You can find all the details in the video description, so check that out. Otherwise, we're at the end of the video, my friends. So thank you very much for watching. Hope this video has found you well, and go out and play some King of Fighters.